श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. Sri Sai Satcharitra An Insight-Episode-56. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In this episode, let us listen to the Leela of Sadguru Sai in curing the disease of Bhimaji Patil. Bhimaji Patil was afflicted by tuberculosis. Sufferings born of karma come to us as a disease. Bhimaji was mortally ill. Doctors were tried, hakims were tried, all remedies failed. All efforts were futile. But the grace of our all-merciful Sai distracted the disease and pulled him from the jaws of death. This amazing Leela has been very brilliantly narrated by Ramanathan, and we shall attend to it now. Bhimaji Patil was from Narayanganj village of Junnar Taluka of Pune district. Patil was very affluent and was hospitable to all the visitors, especially in the matter of serving food. He led a very happy life and was always of a cheerful disposition. But misfortune struck Bhimaji in the year 1909 when he had severe chest congestion and began to run high temperature. This was followed by relentless cough. As days passed by, his fever rose sharply and neither the cough nor the congestion subsided, but to his utter dismay, it led to an attack of tuberculosis. There used to be froth at the mouth all the time and vomited blood. He had chronic stomachache, felt nauseous and restless. He lost all taste for food and nourishment and could not digest even rice gruel or a light diet. He became a bedridden patient, lost vigor, limbs weakened and became thinner. All kinds of treatments were tried. He was extremely miserable. All rites and rituals were performed. Doctors gave up. He lost hope of survival and remained dejected. Bhimaji worshipped his family deity but didn't see any relief. Some referred to his condition as a sickness of the body, others the visitation of fate, which human endeavor could not control and which must therefore be borne. Patil was depressed. Day by day he became more tired and started counting his days. He got fed up of consulting astrologers and exorcists. Bhimaji became extremely sad and pleaded, "O Lord, what have I done? Why is it that nothing avails? What kind of a sin is this?" Ramanathan says, God did hear the anguish cries, heart did melt to the pleas of Patil. The Lord came running to his help by inspiring him to send a letter to Nana Sahib Chandorkar. Nana was a close acquaintance of Patil. Hence, he wrote a letter narrating his problem in detail. That was the auspicious beginning of the cure of his disease. Bhimaji, suddenly remembering Nana Sahib, was nothing but Sai Baba's prompting. Saints' deeds are unpredictable. God holds the reins of our life. He is our creator. protector, and sustainer. He is the only active force, the doer. Thus, Patil wrote to Chandorkar, I am fed up of taking medicines and tired of this life. Doctors have given up, and I too lost all hope. Yet, I have one request, that is, to meet you without fail. Nana Sahib Chandorkar was excited to receive a letter from Bhimaji Patil, but was greatly disheartened on reading it. Bhimaji was a good soul. Nana was much moved and immediately wrote a reply that there was only one remedy left. Surrender at Sai's feet. This is the only saving grace. He is our mother. He is our father. He is the most compassionate mother of all, who comes running at your call, take pity on you, pick you up in her arms, understanding the need of the child. I am certain that you will recover completely by taking recourse at his divine feet. He grants whatever anyone asks. Therefore, I say, rush for Sai's darshan. Go and hold fast to Sai's feet. He alone will make you free of fear. On the other hand, Patil's plight was unbearable. He had arrived at a dreadful state of life. That's when he received the reply from Chandorkar. Patil was baffled reading it, and thoughts plunged into his mind. When will I have darshan of Sai Baba? How will this materialize? The person who was on deathbed instantly made a firm determination and at once instructed his family members to prepare to depart to Shirdi the very next day. He bid bye to his relatives and started his journey to Shirdi with the thought that having Baba's darshan was the last blessed thing to happen in this life. With few relatives, he set out hurriedly and was anxious to know when he would see Shirdi. The cart arrived at the front gate of the courtyard of the masjid, and since Bhimaji was unable to walk, 4 persons held him and carried up the steps. Nana Sahib had come and Madhav Rao also came along. All those who had come for Baba's darshan were witnessing this scene. Baba looked at Patil and spoke to Shama thus, Shama, from where do you get hold of these scoundrels and dump them on me? Does this all become you? Bhimaji Patil was exhausted from the journey and sickness. So, the words spoken by Baba in Ephusum muffled, but understood that by the term scoundrels, Sai denotes the past bad actions of his. Immediately, Bhimaji Patil beseeched Baba thus, O Sai Maharaj, please have pity on this hapless creature. I tried all sorts of remedies, but no effect, Baba. Please protect me. O Dina Dayala, the caretaker of the weak. Baba, I have come to you, hearing that your mere glance will cure all kinds of maladies. You are my sole refuge. Kindly do not forsake me, Sai. At the outset, though Baba seemed to reprimand Patil, those admonishments are not against Patil, but they are directed towards his previous bad karmas. If someone was rebuked by Baba, it means they are blessed, as the bad karmas of that person will be annihilated by the words of Baba. So, when Baba used the term scoundrel, that was not addressed to Patil, but to his bad karma. Hemat Panji says, Baba, the most merciful mother's heart, is as soft as butter and it melts away easily hearing the pains and problems of his children. In this case, Bhimaji Patil was in a very pitiable condition and submitted a heart-rendering prayer calling forth the sympathy of Baba. Will the ocean of mercy not respond to this earnest call of his child? Obviously. Immediately Sai Baba was greatly moved and comforted by giving a very significant and philosophical declaration. Devotees, please pay keen attention to it. Merciful Baba said, however deeply immersed in the ocean of trouble or buried deep in the valley of miseries, know that when he climbs the steps of the Masjid Mai, he will ride on a wave of happiness. Sit down and stop worrying. Wise people do not worry. No sooner you stepped on the soil of Shirdi, your destined miseries have got over. The moment Baba made this declaration, the ears of Bhimaji, which was weak and muffled, got cleared and became audible. Such was the portent of Baba's words. As we all know, the words of Baba are as powerful as the arrows of Lord Rama, that is Ramabanam. So, as soon as Baba pronounced them, they pierced and attacked the root of the disease and instantaneously gave confidence and energy to every cell of Bhimaji Patil's body. Baba also professed, the fakir here is very kind and he will cure the disease and protect all with love and kindness. You will get relief within a couple of days. Until then, Bhimaji Patil was not exposed to such comforting and promising words. From the commencement of the treatment, day by day, his health has been deteriorating and there was never chance for survival. But as soon as Baba uttered the words of hope and mercy, the malady took a favorable turn. Now, slowly Bhimaji was made to sit in the corner of the masjid. He sat there for almost an hour watching the scenes in Dwarakamai. Now, devotees might raise a question. How can we decide that the disease was under control? It is evident because the person who was frothing always at the mouth and vomiting blood every 5 minutes had no indication of frothing or vomiting in the presence of Baba. Hemant Panji has very beautifully narrated Bhimaji's condition. He says, Baba's words snipped off the roots of the tuberculosis disease. Baba being the manifestation of the Parabrahman, his supernatural powers are magnificent and his prowess is beyond our contemplation. I am certain that whoever listens to these Leelas fervently and faithfully, their disease will be cured. Bhimaji Patil's unswerving faith and complete surrender at Baba's feet brought such a rapid change in his health. These miracles are not fabricated or exaggerated stories of Hemant Panji, but they were true incidences that saved the life of those who surrendered reverentially and devotedly at the lotus feet of Sai Baba. Baba spoke to Bhimaji thus, the fakir is very kind. He has tender feelings towards all. Therefore, you be at rest and stay at Bhima Bai's house. Bhimaji Patil's satisfaction hearing those words of Sai Maharaj were like the dying person receiving showers of nectar who immediately revives. He slowly got up and began to walk towards Bhima Bai's house. A person who was so weak and unable to walk was carried by 4 people couple of hours ago has now got the energy and confidence to walk by himself. Does this not speak volumes of the wondrous healing powers of our most benevolent God Sai Baba? May we all hold on to the lotus feet of Sai Baba and get rid of all fears and afflictions. Though this was Bhimaji Patil's first visit to Shiradi, he was known to many as he was very affluent and hospitable. Hence, many were willing to offer him a more comfortable and better place to stay. But Baba suggested him to stay at Bhimaji's house. Again, this house was not a convenient one. A narrow path leads to that house, hence the house doesn't get sufficient sunlight or aeration. Moreover, the host recently laid the mud flooring and thumped it smooth for the sake of leveling it, hence the place was wet and humid. Whereas Bhimaji Patil is a patient suffering from tuberculosis who had to stay in a more comfortable and drier place as wetness would aggravate his health condition. It is Patil's good fortune that he got the darshan of Baba. He knew that this is one certain means to cure the illness and to heal the suffering. Hence, Bhimaji didn't bother about the condition of Bhima Bai's house. He was sure that the actual remedy lay in Baba's words. Hence, without hesitation, he decided to stay there as ordained by Baba. He requested the host to give him 2 gunny bags, laid them on the floor, and on top of which he spread out his bedding and slept peacefully. Baba's darshan and soothing words has filled his heart with so much of happiness, hope, solace, and peace. Hence, he didn't bother about the place of stay and had a comfortable sleep. Devotees, now we are at the crux of this episode in which Hemat Panji describes the dreams that cured Bhimaji Patil's disease that were bestowed by Baba during his stay in Bhima Bai's house. This approach is known as transpose, according to which a graver situation is shrunk to an endurable condition. Few might ask, if one must suffer the merits and demerits of one's action, then what is the need to approach a saint? Let me give a very simple example. Say a person has filled his pockets with coins and the total of which comes to rupees 200. As the coins are plenty in number, it will be heavy and hard to carry. But when the person is blessed to meet a saint, the saint would take the coins away and in turn give him 2 currency notes of rupees 100, which would be easy to carry, upholding the same value. Similar is the case with Bhimaji Patil. He was destined to undergo the tortures. There is no other remedy or freedom to escape from it, but to experience the effects of destiny. But by good fortune or as a result of the store of good deeds, he had the darshan of Baba, and merciful Baba had transposed the severity of this disease and made him to undergo the sufferings in dream instead of his present life. This is the exceptionality of this Leela. We might get variety of interesting dreams. One could be leading a life of a king in the dream. When he wakes up from sleep, the dream becomes a fantasy. In Western countries, psychiatrists are researching to identify the dreams that can forecast illness and ways to heal disease through dreams. Obviously, that's irrelevant to us. Let's brush aside those thoughts, and devotees have a firm faith that if we surrender heart and soul to Baba, if we beseech Baba earnestly, if we take his darshan devotedly, then we are sure to get rid of the sufferings and illness. The method and time will be determined by Baba. Let that happen in any states of consciousness, such as sleep, dream, or waking state. It is immaterial to us. Now let's get connected to the Leela and listen to the dreams through which Baba healed Bhimaji Patil. In the first dream, Bhimaji was a student and his school teacher thrashed him with a cane severely for not reciting a poem. Practically, the thrashings flayed the skin off his back, broke his knuckles. It was a miserable state. Bhimaji was almost beaten to death. Devotees must be eager to know what the poem is all about. Hemat Panji, understanding our curiosity, has quoted the meaning of that poem. This describes about the pativrata, that is, the virtues of an idle wife. It goes thus: she is known as a real or an idle wife who thinks she has stepped on the head of a serpent if she ever enters a stranger's house. Her words are so rare that they are like wealth procured from a miser. She feels profoundly happy when she gives pleasure to her husband. Even though there may not be money in the house, she behaves according to her husband's wishes without hesitation. In fact, Bhimaji could not understand the reason for this severe punishment, because the teacher would not put aside the cane, as he was inflamed with rage and terribly determined. Immediately, Patil had a second dream, which was also very strange yet significant. We shall continue to listen to the dream and other enthralling leelas of Sai Baba in the coming episodes. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.